The secret mission to get Osama Bin Laden has been successfully executed. Now the special ops team needs to get out without being detected.
After the explosion happened, Pakistanis were alerted and the Air Force scrambled some jets.
The Pakistanis are, if they know it's U.S. helicopters, are probably not going to just open fire, but there's no guarantee that that won't happen. So once you clear that threat, obviously there's a sense of relief.
They were thinking, hey, we did it. This went great. We've got the most sought after man in the world with us right now. And I dare say there was a couple of high fives, but not until they were in the helicopters on the way back out.
In the Situation Room, the president utters the words they've all been waiting for. We got him. Now, the task of scientifically proving that the body is really that of Osama Bin Laden begins. According to U.S. officials, two methods are used. First, facial recognition technology, which maps unique facial characteristics.
Facial recognition software is used regularly by the CIA to identify potential al-Qaeda terrorists. It's my understanding that the pictures of bin Laden were sent back to CIA headquarters and to the White House via secure phone.
That software looks at the dimensions, certain points on the face, around the eyes, the nose, the chin. It makes an assessment on whether or not this photograph is in fact who you think it is.
Despite the damage to bin Laden's face, officials are able to confirm it's a 95% match. But to leave no room for error, a second, even more accurate method of identification is also done: DNA testing.
You use equipment that gives you very quick analyses. Obviously, the resolution isn't as high as with more sophisticated equipment, which you would find in a regular forensic laboratory. But it can be accomplished in a matter of hours, and I think that's exactly what happened, because the president is not going to declare that Osama bin Laden has been killed unless he knows with a very, very high degree of certainty.
In this case, 99.9% certainty. There's a 0.1% uncertainty because the government doesn't have a previous sample of bin Laden's DNA. Therefore, they can only compare DNA from the body to that of his close relatives.
These were all half-siblings that the FBI examined, Osama's half-siblings, and I think that's why we got a statistic of 99.9.
At 11:35 p.m., May 1st, Sunday evening, President Obama makes the stunning announcement.
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.
Celebrations erupt throughout the country, and everyone is eager to hear the details about the mission. But unknown to the public at the time, the last parts of the mission are still taking place. The SEALs transport bin Laden to the USS Carl Vinson in the North Arabian Sea. And just under 12 hours after he is shot and killed, Osama bin Laden is buried at sea, in conformance with Islamic tradition.
The body was placed on a prepared flat board, tipped up, and the deceased body eased into the sea.
We move him offshore, burial at sea, which is brilliant. I mean, there's no shrine, there's no location, no country has to deal with his body and have a tomb somewhere, which is just going to be a place for future jihadists to operate around.
Any place else you put him, he would have been a site for martyrs. Burying him at sea, there's no place for them to congregate.
The success of the mission goes beyond killing bin Laden. The raid yields what is being called a treasure trove of intelligence, including 10 hard drives, 5 computers, and more than 100 storage devices, discs, DVDs, and thumb drives. U.S. officials say they obtained very valuable information.
This may be the most important intelligence haul that's been confiscated since the September 11th attacks. And I think really the most important bit of information that we can glean from this intelligence is perhaps the location of Ayman al-Zawahiri, the number 2 in al-Qaeda.
U.S. officials say after an initial look at some written and digital material, including bin Laden's journals, they have insights to potential plots by al-Qaeda, including targeting railroads in the U.S. The CIA also has possession of what they describe as a lot of video. On May 7th, the government releases 5 separate videos, all with the audio removed, including previously unreleased propaganda tapes Bin Laden produced at the compound, and an unflattering video of Bin Laden watching himself on television. But it's the documents and computer files that could yield the most useful intelligence.
If you think of how much information could be stored on a hard drive, today, one SEAL operative carrying out a hard drive could dismantle all of Al-Qaeda, presumably.
We are going to learn things about the Al-Qaeda structure that we've always wondered about but never had access to, especially the organization's finances.
Not knowing precisely what information, what intelligence was carried off that target, my sense is that the actionable intelligence that will be used over the coming months and years will have a greater impact on this war on Al-Qaeda and its affiliates than the actual killing of Bin Laden.
Coming up, so what does the killing of Osama Bin Laden mean to Al-Qaeda and America's war on terror?